Hello everybody. In this video I would like just to show a bit around how the garden looks at this moment of the year. It's end of September, and with it I would like to encourage everybody or anybody that is passionate about it and it's a bit scared to try to even begin because they think they don't have enough resources or knowledge or anything. I was in that situation, and I am still in that situation where I'm still finding out what works and what doesn't, how my climate works, and what to plant when, and how the soil works. And I'm just observing and learning. And each year I feel like I'm making progress, and amazing progress, because I'm not so scared to make mistakes. For sure, I'm sad when something doesn't work, when a whole bed doesn't work or something is eaten or whatever and I don't see any results. But I learned so much from that experience, and next year I can do it again, and usually I make so much more progress, and I'm closer to where I want to be. But if you stop completely because you think, I don't have many resources, just start small. Just focus on the little step that you can do each moment. Don't focus on the bigger picture, like I have to reach that goal, it's so big, I'm so overwhelmed. No, just focus on what can I do, because you know what you can do in everyday life, like a little step, a little progress, and that makes you much closer to your end goal. So I would like just to show how the garden looks, also for me to be reminded, because for me it's an amazing progress that I did, and in the knowledge of plants and what to plant when and how to start garden beds and etc. So it's also for me to remind myself the progress that I made, but also to see the path and what I went through, and where did I start from. So every garden here, it's quite it's by hand, and it's human scale, so we never used machine in this garden. We just used a truck to deliver like 1 ton wood chips at a time. So we already brought in, I think, like more than 100 tons maybe in the whole garden, because there's some parts that we really wanted to experiment with Eden gardening, so there's a lot of composted wood chips everywhere. But also the no-dig gardens take quite some compost, so now they're implemented. I don't think we're gonna need to bring so much more fertility. It's because it's true that we are inspired by Syntropy, but at the same time we also want to be supported by this lifestyle and selling veggies and fruits, and so we want a bit more quick results, because we prefer to do this instead of going to do another job outside, selling our souls and our time to make some money to invest and to live by. So we didn't invest so much money. Everything is really so homemade. It's foraged, it's found, it's exchanged. So anybody can do it, really. Anybody can do it. Okay, we can start with these beds here. Here is the first garden beds that we did last year, so this is the second year of the growth. These 2 tree lines with there was 2 garden beds here, the no dig, but now I transformed them. I dug them because I wanted to mix the compost with the native soil, because I saw it works much better in the Mediterranean climate, and but still having like a layer of compost on top. Preferably really to not see the native soil, because that's where the seed sprouts. So here we transform these beds in future strawberry beds, but for the time being we interplanted with onions and salads, because there's quite some space. And these strawberries are from us, from this bed. This bed is the same. So this is a bit the older part. Here we have those beds that we were talking about, with a lot of composted wood chips. Here it's sweet potatoes. They're doing really good, except where they're eaten by mice. Here were the beds of watermelons it's already finished. This is like a second flush, but they gave amazing. We got 250 kilos of watermelons. Here as well was watermelons. Now I added some cabbages. So here it's directly planted in composted wood chips. Not everything worked amazing. Like for me, the failing is when I have empty spots, which I really don't like, but I have to live with it, and it's gonna get better each year. Like with me also learning to propagate plants much better. Here we have okras that were interplanted with watermelons, and they produced a lot. We really like this. These are huge. These are for seed, they're not for eating. These a bit bigger than this are for eating. So yes, you can see here the soil is really amazing. It's been already like 1 year here, but I think I'm gonna use this as well to add more fertility around, because yes, I feel like it's a lot, and I would like to mix a bit with the native soil. So here it's the new area of the no-dig gardens. From here onwards are no-dig gardens. So the idea was every 5 meters where the cabbages are, here, there, every 5 meters there's a tree line. And in the tree line, the first year we grew vegetables. It was no-dig beds. Now we broad forked, we took all the grasses out, we mulched on the side, and we're growing a autumn harvest like cabbages and daikon. Here it was no-dig gardens, but I realized that here, as I said, in the Mediterranean climate, the compost becomes very hard in the heat of the summer, and very dry, like waterproof. So I've seen that it works so much better to mix it a bit with the soil and then put a layer of compost on top to have no seeds germinating. Because here I sowed and I was watering these zucchini like long time, and really just now you see something, but until now for 2-3 months they were doing nothing, except here where there's like a leak on this tube and it's huge. So if it's in spring, the no-dig garden beds in Mediterranean climate work amazing, but in summer it doesn't work. For example, these tomatoes, all these 2 beds were looking terrible, and now since a month, like this line here, it's doing incredible. And I would just like to say that these are the only line with seed saved from last year, and the couch grass, it doesn't seem to bother them. Look at that. Well, let me find you really you can see them from the other side more, but some of them are really thriving. And the couch grass, I think they're having like a nice exchange. I don't know what it is, but on this line everything is looking really good. The tomatoes are huge. I started like 1 month ago harvesting a lot of tomatoes all summer long. Nothing worked. Everything was looking really like that, like this small one, like small leaves doing nothing. And now they're loaded everywhere you look, there's tomatoes. And now they don't have so much time to ripen, so you could, when they start becoming yellow, you could start harvesting them and put them inside, and they're going to ripen like that. Because like this you help the plant, you lighten the plant up. So this line is really looking good. I left quite some leaders and made many tomatoes, and the couch grass, it really doesn't seem to bother them. Here we have another tree line that is going to be future tree line, interplanted with fennel, with cabbages. These are quite nice cabbages from seed. Some are bought, but you see here the mice like to eat them as well. Here's like chicory. On this side we have some asparagus from seed that I'm gonna move next year and separate them and move them one by one. And then here we have some nice aubergine from seed, are called Slim Jim, and they're very productive and they're beautiful because they grow in clusters. And same thing, the they don't seem to be bothered so much by the couch grass. Like they produce quite a lot until now. This bed here, I abandoned it. Here it's another variety. It's like super round and black. It's more purple, but it becomes really dark. And same thing, like the couch grass, I mulched once and then I just left it do its thing and seems fine. Here we have broccolis starting to make heads. Beautiful bed, is the earliest that we made. And yeah, same thing, it's gonna be a tree line. We started already putting fruit trees because it's gonna be mainly from seed, I'm sorry. The fruit trees are gonna be from seed, and then we want to graft them or let them grow from seed. So there's always 3 beds in between that are gonna be transformed. Some of them we are using tarps to experiment with as well, because it's the first time to see how that works as well. And here there's more cabbages, Swiss chard. Over there's fennels, so on and so forth. Everything is really looking healthy. These are seedlings from me. I'm learning so much. Here are salads that I'm taking for the salad bags, interplanted with the cabbages, because it was quite hot until now, so they liked a bit of shade. Here we have already strawberries for this tree line, so it's going to be a transitioning to a more perennial bed. Here we have some beautiful salads, some amazing Chinese cabbages making their heads. So excited. I love to grow this from a little seed. So proud. And over there we have Asian veggies like pak choi. A bit of holes again. Something eats them, but we're here to learn. So in the interline here is going to be maybe green manure, and use the mulch for the tree lines, and also to just put fertility back in the ground. So that's it for this little tour. It's just beautiful to have the possibility to be able to play with seeds, with ground, with soil, and have the space to experiment and to learn ways that are more life supportive and not just extractive. And yeah, to be able to just by living, making a good impact on your environment and around yourself. And selling at the market, it's an amazing experience. It's so satisfying to see people go home with your veggies and with your watermelons, and you see them like happy kids, people that maybe never came to the market. They just come because they heard there's watermelons, and they couldn't believe it that it was coming from this village, from here. So it's very, very rewarding, but it's also quite a lot of pressure. People have quite many expectations and ideas and preconcepts of what a market garden should look like and how much it should produce. So we're trying to not put ourselves in the box and just keep on having fun and doing it because of love and because of passion, and not because we feel like we have to. Because we really don't have to do anything. It is always a choice. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.